Another week, another Armenian Business Ladies episode. We're going to talk about business, we're talking about mindset, and we're talking about hair. Okay? When love comes in. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Alice, and you're watching on LeLifestyle. And this week, we got the beautiful Stella, founder of Main Method. Hi, Stella.
Hi, Alice. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Great.
So excited to have you. Yeah, me too. I'm so happy you're here.
Finally.
We got our waters, coffees, teas. Grab yours, and we're going to start talking. If you're new to my channel, we talk about money, mindset, business, book reviews, and all that jazz. So if you like these topics, click the like button and subscribe because we post videos every Wednesday. Okay, Stella. So many things I want to ask you, but let's go ahead with the basics. Who you are, what's your background, where you're from.
Hi. Okay, I'm Stella. I'm the founder of Main Method. And I'm actually, I live in New York. I grew up in Los Angeles. I'm Armenian, of course. I grew up in Yerevan. I was born there. My parents moved to Los Angeles. I met my husband. I moved to New York. Long story short, we have 2 kids. And throughout my journey, how I got started in hair care is I started dyeing my hair. I'm Armenian and I have dark hair, but I am obsessed over blonde hair. I just, it's my thing. I love to dye my hair. I'm blonde. I mean, you can't really see my hair, but I actually have my mask on. So I started dyeing my hair, and I completely destroyed my hair. I was like young. I was like 20 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. And there was really no one out there that I could ask questions, or there was no one out there to tell me how to take care of my hair. There's a lot of information about skincare, body care, and physical care and mental care and all of this, but no one really talked about hair care, the health of your hair care. So I was working at Ralph Lauren corporate, and I met this wonderful lady. She was actually our office manager, and she was from Honduras. And one day I was just really tired of having damaged, dry hair, and I was complaining about all the products that I was buying, and nothing was really working, and it was expensive. And she pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, listen, I have this awesome oil. You can use it on your hair." I'm like, "Give me anything. I'll use anything. I'll do anything." And she had curly hair. She actually had a little bit of gray in her hair. She was older, and she's like, "I use it to prevent grays." So I'm like, wow, okay, that sounds so interesting. So I started using it, and my hair started to change. My hair became healthy. My hair was stronger. My hair started growing. I was like, I see hair length. I was so surprised about this oil. Like, nobody knew about. It wasn't in any products. And I fell in love with it. And, I stopped working there. I had kids. I didn't have this oil in my hand anymore. I didn't know what to do. I don't know where to get it. You can't go to off a website and buy Botana oil, So I have a friend. She's in the beauty industry. Her name is Sona. And one day over dinner, I said, I have this great idea. I just don't know what to do. So she said, start a brand. If you think this oil is amazing, it's great, do it, create a product. I said, oh my God, I don't know anything about beauty. I don't know anything about product development. She said, I'll help you here and there, along the way. So she has a makeup company. So, 2 years later, I created Main Method. It's a hair mask. It has 4 ingredients. It's Botana oil, castor oil, and I mixed a little bit of vanilla, which is food grade vanilla, which is super expensive to do. It's not synthetic. And a little bit of sweet orange because I love the citrus smell. Because the batana is very dark in color, it has a very musky tobacco smell to it. I wanted to use the vanilla and the sweet orange to offset that smell. And it took me a while to find the lab. It took me a while to find the packaging. But 2.5 years later, it got done. Yeah, that's how it all began.
Wow. Oh, cool. And I'm guessing Sona is like from Persona.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like follow her too, and she's also very inspiring. So that's awesome to have someone like that, pushing you, helping you, guiding you. Wow.
Yeah.
That like, I'm at a loss of words. That's so cool. So this mask that you've created, because right now you just launched, right? It's been
I launched at a really terrible time. It was when the war started in Armenia. The first week of October I launched, and the way I launch is not the way I wanted to launch, but I kind of did to raise money. And I raised like $4,000 and I donated to the Armenia Fund. But yeah, I launched in October of 2020, and it's been a couple of months, so just getting used to everything. And I've never done this before. This is my first time being an entrepreneur, being a mom. It's like really hard to tackle everything.
Yes, and we're gonna get into that because I think so many people want to hear how you manage it all. Let's talk a bit more about the hair mask itself. What are the benefits? Every kind of hair type can use it.
The benefits. Every hair type can use it, unless you have healthy hair. If you have healthy hair, if you don't, use a lot of hot tools, you don't dye your hair, if your hair is moisturized, shiny, vibrant, you don't need my mask. This is not the mask for someone that has healthy hair. This is someone that needs a lot of help with their hair. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what products they're using. They're creating even more dryness in their hair by using products with silicone. Silicone tends to dry out your hair because it sucks all the moisture out of your strands. So you just keep using silicone because it puts it kind of like masks it. It masks all the, dry hair. It kind of, it coats it. You know what I mean? Silicone coats the hair. It doesn't really heal the hair. My mask heals the hair. It actually, the molecules of the baton oil are very tiny. So they kind of penetrate into your cuticle, and your hair is porous. If you have curly hair, your hair is very high in porosity. So what that does is like the oil actually goes into the hair and kind of binds it. It moisturizes it. It makes it stronger. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a hairstylist. I can't tell you every little thing of the batana oil, but I know that it's worked for me because I dye my hair every 3 to 4 months. I bleach my hair, not even like just dye. And I have fine hair. Okay, so I have fine, thin hair, and my hair is super long and super healthy. And it's the only mask I use. So it works. I can't say it doesn't work, because if it didn't work, I wouldn't go through all this trouble to create a product that is just okay. There's a lot of products out there that are okay, but curly hair, if you definitely, if you dye your hair, if you have color treated hair, it's definitely for you. But it heals your hair, it makes it stronger. It brings in a lot of shine to your hair, and it repairs your hair. It stores the dryness. Your hair is like soft and manageable.
I'm excited to try because I ordered mine, but it's going to Montreal and I'm in Toronto right now. So excited to receive the package. And I have curly hair, but as soon as the second day rolls by, my hair is just like drooping and like turning wavy or straight. So let's see.
Yeah, my hair is like straight and wavy. Um, but I follow a lot of like curly haired women on Instagram. I mean, their community on Instagram is amazing. I learned so much from them. Um, they know hair. They know everything about hair, anything about hair, every ingredient you can think of, they know. I follow them, I learn from them. Um, I've sent it to some curly haired women. They seem to love it because, like, curly hair, you have very porous hair. It's usually dry, so and frizzy. So my mask really, solves that problem.
Yes, so excited to try it. And now you've mentioned that it's your first time being an entrepreneur, your first business, your first, I guess, business baby.
Yeah, venture.
You've never thought about being an entrepreneur prior to? It was just like a sort of in the moment idea?
No, I never thought about being an entrepreneur because I wasn't as passionate about something like this, like it was, it was, I don't know, I can't describe it as, it's just, I had to do it, I needed it. I needed it in my life, so I wanted to create something that I actually needed and something that actually worked. And I wanted to share with the world. That was kind of why I started this. But prior to that, I was into fashion, I worked at Ralph Lauren. So I loved it, but I didn't really see myself launching, you know, clothing brand or anything. But the other, I've had ideas, I've had ideas. I have a dog. I started making food for him and I was like, maybe I should launch dog food. But I wasn't like really into it. You know what I mean? I loved feeding my dog really good food, but I wasn't like really into like launching product for everyone else's dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this kind of stuck to me. It kind of, once you find that thing that you're so passionate about, it just it just it works. It
Yeah, it
just, you
makes
don't
sense.
quit. You know what I mean? Even though it's hard. It's not easy launching a brand. It was very hard and very expensive to launch a brand, but I stuck to it. Like, I didn't give up. I didn't quit. Because I just had to do it. I wanted to do it.
It's like when there's a big problem that you yourself have and you've solved it for yourself, you're like, okay, I can't be selfish and sit on this. Like,
Right.
share with everyone.
Right. Exactly. Perfectly said.
And a lot of people have mentioned that, they've never thought of having their own business, but there are like two sides to entrepreneurship. One side where it's like they figure something out, they're like, oh my God, everyone needs this, and they go into it, almost like what you did. And then there are other people who are like, I hate 9 to 5. I want to be my own boss. Let me figure out what I could do. And then they're two different journeys, but they bring you back to being your own boss, being an entrepreneur. But as a mom, okay, like I don't have kids. I haven't had that opportunity to feel like, okay, I need to have a business to be able to stay home, to be able to be with my kids. What is it like managing a growing family and having a growing business on the side?
It's hectic. It's very hectic. It's hectic. I don't know.
Period.
How to explain
Hectic.
it. It's hard to manage everything because I like to cook for my kids and I want them to be healthy, and so cooking takes time. Going to the grocery store, doing the errands that you have to do for your kids, and then like, oh, they don't take a nap, but I have scheduled time to meet with my team and discuss what we need to get done. Like, oh my, you know, it's just like, what's that word I'm looking for? Unpredictable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless like you have a nanny that comes every day, from like 8 to 5, you know, yeah, that's, you could definitely get things done. But if you don't have that, then you just have to roll with it, you know, just have to go with the punches. Like the other day we had scheduled to do the call to do the interview last week, and I couldn't, you know, because it was like snow day and they had to stay at home. So
Yeah, things happen, and you just hope that the other person you're working with is understandable and and kind of
right.
lenient, I guess.
Right, right. And that's the good part about like owning your business, you know, like you could say, hey, listen, you know, sorry team, like I can't meet with you today, or because you're your boss, like it's, you know what I mean? You're not, I mean, yeah, you have deadlines and stuff, but I'm not there yet for me to have such strict deadlines to meet things and to, you know, but unless if it's like if I'm meeting a photographer to do a video shoot or something, yeah, of course I have a babysitter, and then my mother-in-law, just in case something happens. I have two people just in case something comes up, you know, they could help me, you know. But other than that, it's like, it's just, it's hard. It's not easy, but if you want to do it, you could do it. You'll figure it out. You know what I mean? You just figure it
Yeah.
out. There's no other like way to say it. You just kind of figure it out. You know, you go with it, and you just wake up and say, I'm grateful that I could be doing this, that I do have a family, that I launched a brand that I love, and I'm proud of. So, you know, that also plays a part to being grateful.
If you're reading books or reading stories of how moms do it, and they say like moms are superheroes, they do everything, is the idea for launching a business to be able to work from home, to stay with the kids, or that was just like a perk you got?
Well, when I was working at Ralph Lauren in 2015, I got laid off. So, and I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my first child, Maria. I got laid off, and I didn't do anything for a whole year, for 2 years actually. I started working on this brand 2017. So for 2 years, I was kind of like upset that I got laid off because I put so much time and energy working for a corporation like Ralph Lauren. And, you know, they kind of let me go because they were doing a lot of organizational changes. So my boss got laid off, so I got laid off. It was hard. I kind of lost my identity. I kind of lost like my place in the world. And then, you know, you become a mom your first time. It's like, and you're kind of like the only one from your friends, you know, and you don't know how to connect with people yet because you're a mom, and it's kind of like it was a struggle. Let me tell you, I struggled my first year as a mom. It was hard. It was not easy because your life changes so drastically that I don't know. It was very hard. And then 2 years later, I decided to work on this brand.
Instead of going out and finding another job that maybe you weren't going to feel 100% fulfilled in, this was another way of saying, okay, I'm doing something that means something to me, that, you know, the world can benefit from. Plus, like, I'm trying to work on how to manage my family and whatnot.
Right. Like, I like to work, you know. I've been working since I was like 15 years old, like 16 years old. Like I worked at the mall like forever, you know, I had to work. I had to have my own money. Like I hated asking my parents for money. It was like I cringed at the moment when I was like, Dad, can I have money to go buy? I hated it. So I started working. And the minute I could, I was working. And like you know, it brings me joy. I don't know. I like it. You know, some people, I don't know, are different, but you know, my daughter was like almost a year and a half. She's like almost 2 years old, and I was like, okay, I figured out how to be a mom. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to like find something other than being a mom. You know, being a mom is very fulfilling. I'm not saying it's not. It's just I needed that extra something. You know, I don't want to say it's a hobby or anything, but it was a project for me, and it turned into a brand. You know, so something that I'm really proud of.
And I love that you're being very raw with how it was in the beginning when you had your first child, and being a new mom. Because a lot of people think, well, if you're going to be a mom, then you're ready for it, and that you're ready for whatever else comes along. A lot of people don't talk about that. It's a struggle in the beginning. It's a very huge adjustment from going with being independent and worrying about yourself and your husband, let's say, or if you're alone, and then having to care for another person.
It's so hard. It's so hard. I had a really rough time. A lot of people are it comes easy to them. It's natural to them. They love to be a mom. It's like, you know, it just comes natural. It's easy for me. You know, it was a struggle. I like my time. I'm, you know, I don't want to say I'm selfish, but I like my time to myself. I like to do whatever I want, you know. I did have a little bit of responsibility. I have a dog, but it's not the same as having a kid, you know. But having a dog, let me tell you, definitely does prepare you a little bit.
Noted.
It does, because you're like, oh wait, I have to take my dog for a walk, but I'm so tired, but I'm Netflixing right now, and my dog wants to go for a walk. I have to pause. You know, it's like, you know, that's what happens when you have a kid. Like, doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're in the shower, if your baby's like wailing, you need to get out of the shower with soapy hair and, you know, feed your kid, you know, or change them or whatever. So it's like, it's an adjustment.
Yeah, and it's normal.
Yeah.
Some people need to hear that it's normal to struggle. You're a new mom or you have a new business, like there's so many things that could happen, and every person is different. You kind of mentioned it earlier on, but what's your everyday routine like? I know it's not the same every single time.
No, okay, so this is the thing. My husband, he's like my number one fan. He's like the one that really motivated me to do this. Um, you know, it's hard to motivate yourself unless you're on this like binge of like reading self-help books, which let me tell you, it's awesome. I actually have the book that kind of pushed me to start the brand, and it's called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I didn't have time to like read all of it, but I listened to it. And if you don't like, if you're making an excuse of like, oh, I don't have time to read, you can listen to it, you know? But yeah, so my husband has been like pushing me to write down my schedule on a notepad. And I'm not disciplined that way. Some people are very disciplined. I'm not. And I'm trying to change myself So I could write down a schedule and go off of a schedule. From 7 to 7:30, I exercise. From 7:30 to 8 o'clock, I do, my coffee and my email check, whatever it is. He's pushing me to write down my schedule. But my routine is kind of like, I wake up, I grab the baby, I bring him down, I change him, I feed him. Now I get my other kid, ready for school. I drop her off. And then once I put the baby for a nap, then it's like go time. I do the most important things that I need to get done for my business. And whatever it is, maybe it's not as important as replying to a message on Instagram, but it kind of is, because you're reaching out to influencers. I don't have a PR company, so I kind of do my own PR. I sit there and I browse, people's pages and say, okay, she's going to be great for my product. I want to reach out to her, and I'm going to send her a message, and then she sends me a message. So it takes a lot of your time. So I once I put him for a nap, I do that. And then I kind of start like preparing dinner and lunch and whatever it is. But I don't really have like a set schedule. I kind of go off of my mood, like what I'm in the mood for that morning when I wake up. If I'm in a really terrible mood, like, okay, I need to exercise. I need to get on the treadmill. I need to get on the Peloton and do like 20 minutes of like workout. Or, take a little time to take a longer shower in the morning to get my mood off, right? I don't know. But I really don't have a routine, which is terrible. Not terrible, but it's been working for me so far.
Yeah.
But I know that if I start growing as a company, I need to be on a schedule for sure. And my friend Sona, she actually just posted something on Instagram the other day, and she wrote down her schedule. And I'm like, oh my God, like I really need to sit down and write down a routine for myself. So
Yeah, and what you mentioned regarding if you're in a bad mood, you go either you work out or you take a little longer in the shower. That's actually something that they teach people to do so that you could show up in a different way later on during the day.
yeah.
It's like when you change the state of your mind, your mood changes too, and so you go from like a down, like a negative energy to a more positive, like uplifting vibe. Which is so cool that like I'm guessing you kind of do it unconsciously because that that's what it takes for you to be able to continue later on during the day.
Oh yeah, because if I have a sucky mood, my husband's going to have a sucky mood, and he's going to have a terrible day because my energy sucks. Yeah. So, and then and then my energy kind of transcends to my kids, and they have a terrible day because now that I'm in like such a grumpy mood, they become grumpy. I've noticed it. It actually is it's like, it's real. Like your energy definitely does vibrate, you know what I mean? So if my energy is terrible, my kids are like terrible. And why do that? You know what I mean? Why rile up everyone and like make them miserable when I could change it, and I could change my energy and my frequency. Because it's like our energy vibrates. It definitely does, and I want to vibrate in a good way. And then when I'm sending a message to someone, emailing to someone, talking to someone, you could feel my energy. I know you could, it transcends. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. I definitely believe in that. So
domino effect.
You know what I mean? I stop myself. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Okay, maybe because it's that time of the month. I think we all can relate.
Yeah.
But when I know that it's that time of the month, I know what to do. Like, okay, I'm taking out my ashwagandha and I'm taking 2-3 pills of my ashwagandha to like calm my nerves. There's things that you could do. You don't have to be stuck in that mood, that energy. But yeah, and eating healthy, it really like changes. It has changed my life. Like I've realized like things that I eat, and I'm like, I don't write down, but I take a mental note. I'm like, okay, I ate this and I feel this way the next day. I'm not going to eat that, you know? So eating right for me has helped me.
There's also a whole science behind that, because your gut health kind of
Yeah.
your second brain. It controls
Yes, for sure. Yeah. And that's why it's like I want to cook healthy for my kids, because eating snacks and junk food, it's like it's terrible, you know, for them.
Yeah.
You know, for the
It's
gut
a bad
health.
habit.
It's like you want to do it all. You want to do it all. It's like it's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah, you want to do it all, but then when it comes to actually sticking to the routine, then it's like, I don't know.
Kind of go off track sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you have distractions. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you have distractions like friends and family. You know, that takes away from your constant, like you're in the, like I'm in the zone of doing something, and then, you know, someone comes over, you know, it's like I'm done, you know, I can't focus anymore, whatever I was doing. So you have distractions on the side.
When I try to stick to a routine and it doesn't work out after some point, I kind of like blame myself and go into this like guilty victim mode. It kind of ruins the streak for a very long time. It's hard, but the more we grow, the more we learn, and we'll get to the.
You get wiser.
Yeah.
Right? It's like trial and error. Like you experience things, you know. You learn.
So you're reading You're a Badass currently?
I read this book. When was it? Beginning of 2018, I think.
Okay.
Or 2017. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was a while ago. I listen to Audible all the time, especially when I'm like starting to doubt myself. I'm like, what am I doing? I can't compete with these like, you know, brands that are, you know, funded with millions of dollars. Like, what am I doing? I'm kidding myself. And then I'm like, no, wait, if they could do it, I could do it. You know, like you could do it too. So I start researching on books to listen to, and I do. And I just listened to this book called it's called How to Do the Work. No, what was it called? Do the Work by Stephen something. By Stephen something. How to Do the Work. I think that's what it's called. But I read a lot. I listen to a lot of books. It gets me really pumped up. The second book I read was called 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. That was like, you know,
punch in the face.
It just like kind of like shook me, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, have you, you know, he kind of goes off and says like, did you achieve this? Why are you watching TV? Why are you blah, blah? You know, it's like, oh my God, yeah.
He slaps you so many times.
Yeah, he like smacked me up. And I was like, and it got in my head. It just stuck in my head. And I was like, wait a minute, like I can't watch a movie right now. I gotta do some research. Like I can't, if I don't do the research now, when am I gonna do it? You know what I mean? You just have to start doing it. You know, you gotta just turn off the TV. You don't need it. If you're on a mission, starting a brand or doing something for yourself, turn off the TV.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you in any way. It doesn't. So,
you could definitely schedule Netflix time at some point, but not when you have more important things to do.
Yeah, no. I finished Shoe Dog by, it's the owner of Nike, Phil Knight. So good. It is amazing. I kind of like want to like listen to it again because it's so inspiring. I didn't know like the story behind Nike, and when I like read the book, I was like, what? Is that how he really started the company? I'm like, oh my God, this guy went like, you know, bankrupt like you know, most of his like career until like, you know, at the end, you know, he really like started doing well. Like, I don't know. It's a crazy story. It's such a fun story too. But yeah, what's another book that I really love that I could recommend? No, wait, shouldn't I said that. I've been reading a lot of like marketing books. The Power of Habit is good. Mindset is good.
So you find one. If you haven't seen my review of Grant Cardone's 10x, click here, so you'll understand what we're talking about.
Oh, Girl Boss is good. It's not bad.
Girl Boss, yes.
It's good. It's good. You know, there's so many good books out there that you could read, get yourself pumped up, you know.
You dropped so many good
we
ones.
all need it because we're like adults and like we have so much self-doubt and, you know, so many beliefs in our head, you know. It's just, we need to like just forget about it. Forget about the judgments that are going to come your way when you do start a, you know, a brand or whatever you're doing, you know. It's put all that to the side. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you do something good or bad, people are always going to judge. So might as well do something that you love. Don't give up. Don't quit. You know, just don't quit. Just keep doing it. Just chip at it. That's my thing. I just chip at it a little bit every day. You know, like sometimes, yeah, I get down and I say, oh, I need to do more. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm chipping away little by little. You know, I've never done this before. It's, you know, I don't have a mentor or anything. I've never been in the beauty industry, and, you know, I'm doing my best. At the end of the day, we're all doing our best. That's
well,
like
technically you do have a mentor. I think you have two, your husband and Sona.
Oh yeah. My husband is like incredible. He's amazing. He really is. I always tell him, like, you should write a book. I'm like, you should write a book so I can read it, so I can like remind myself all the good things that you've taught me.
Another thing, like, we need to be a little more self-aware. I think that's like the starting point for many things. When, you know, we have so many limiting beliefs, but until we are self-aware and aware of them, we can't really go forward with our success.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, you mentioned it a couple of times, and I don't know if it's all unconsciously because you're like dropping so many bombs here. Guys, I hope you're taking notes.
I hope I'm giving you like good advice. I don't know.
Yes. And actually, and the next question was going to be, as a boss mom, because boss mom right here, what's one thing you want your kids to learn?
How to manage time. Just kidding, no. No. What do I want my kids to learn? To be kind, and, you know, kindness is important to me. Love, self-respect, love yourself first. If you can't love yourself, you can't love anyone else, or you can't love anything. My daughter always says, I love myself, and then I love you, and then I love daddy, and I love baby brother. And, you know, it's like, you have to like ingrain those things in them, like at a young age. Love yourself, you know, be true to who you are. Like, don't let other people's judgments, don't try to be like anyone else. Be you, you know. Yeah.
I love that. It's so cute and very important to.
Yeah, no, you have to love yourself. Yeah, that's very important.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so I think I've taken enough of your time for today. So kind of to wrap this up, what is the number one advice you've ever been given?
It's not time that's the most important thing. It's the energy that you put into something. Time passes no matter what, you know, but energy, the way you use your energy into something is the most important thing. It's actually the best advice I've been given from my husband. You know, how much energy you put into something, you know, let's say you're a gardener and you put in all your energy into gardening your garden, it's going to grow and it's going to be a beautiful garden. You water it every day, you put that energy into making a beautiful garden. It's it's going to work. It's funny. I thought about something. Okay, my dog, okay, this is so weird. My dog takes pills for his heart, and sometimes I get lazy to put in a little extra effort to his food, because if the food is not mixed well with the medication, he usually takes the medication out and doesn't eat it with the food. If I put in a little extra time into making his food, mixing the food very well to his bowl, he eats all of it. It's so weird. I've noticed that. It's like the littlest things that actually like kind of make sense. Like it kind of like clicks to you. You know what I mean? Like you could get advice, right? There's a lot of advice out there, but if it doesn't like click in some way, it doesn't like transpire in you. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, the energy you put into something, anything, the food that you're making that night, if you put an extra 5-10 minutes into whatever you're doing, it's probably going to turn out way better than if you don't put that extra 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Wow. Amazing advice until the end. Was there anything else you would like to add today?
I don't think so. But if there's anyone out there that needs to hear this, just don't give up. Find something you love, something, this is cliche, like you're passionate about. But for me, like my work is not work. It's fun.
Yeah.
Find something that you have fun doing. It's not really work. Like I actually enjoy reading my emails and like telling people how to do this or that, because whatever, like how my packaging should look like, or I don't like this color or whatever. It's fun for me. It's like, just enjoy the journey, the process. It's not only about the result, the end, but it's about like the process and the journey. It's fun. Make it fun. Enjoy that. I don't know.
Yeah, and when you are having fun doing something that is profitable to you, and it's also helping other people, that's when you're actually aligned with your purpose.
Yeah, and
it's
people see it, and people hear it in your voice. So
100%. So Stella, where can we find you? Where can people go and buy your products?
I have a website, mainmethod.co. .com was taken. On Instagram. On Instagram, I have a shop. But yeah, my website and Instagram. I don't have any distribution yet, so.
Oh, good. I'm gonna link the website below and your Instagram handle too. Can you just say it?
Main _ method.
Main_method and mainmethod.co. Thank you so much for being our guest today, and I hope everyone got a lot of value and many golden nuggets. If you did, please share it with your friends and let us know what was your favorite takeaway in the comments below. Thanks again, Stella. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, thank you. Ciao.
Bye.